playing horror stories.
Yeah.
Hey!
So, was it Rafferty that made this game? Is this also by Sanguine, or is it by a different?
That's right.
It's also
By
by
Sanguine
Games.
Productions, we're playing Horror Stories, which is an interesting narrative crafting story. So each one of us is given a secret goal card that have specific story elements on them. So, like, it might say 1 victory point for having a card that's got a daring escape, or 1 point that's got something deadly with like a skull symbol. So we get different amount of victory points, and at the very bottom, it'll also give us extra victory points depending on if we're the person that ended the game or not, or ended the story. So some depending on the secret goals, some people get more victory points by finishing the story, and some people don't. So we've got an interesting mix there. What we're going to do is we're going to each get 4 cards, and we're basically each going to add to the story. We've got a selection of 5 little sections put out here just to kind of give us some sort of semblance of an order. But essentially the way it works is we each take turns placing cards. Each card will tell you what type of card it is and what type of conditions there are, or what type of card can follow it. Because some cards can't, like the game can't always be ended because the end game cards require certain symbols. So we're each going to play out cards. There are 5 slots that we're going to be playing into. If someone plays into the 5th slot, then they get to pick up from the front of the story. So essentially our story will cycle. And every time you take a card, then those cards become your victory points. So who would we like to start with today? Does that seem like an encompassing
I think that was
suggestion?
great, Eli. You did good. A+ job.
Whew, A+, that's all I wanted. Mom!
Yeah. quick, tell everybody. And I'll go ahead and distribute goals out to people. There we go. Each of us has a goal. And we will draw 4 cards from the deck.
And, ooh, interesting.
Very interesting indeed.
I always put them upside down in my hand.
They kind of come that way.
All right.
Okay. So I guess to start us off, we'll take a look at priorities and see who gets to go first. I have a priority of 75.
I have a priority of 22.
87.
10.
10 takes it. So
Congratulations,
what happens is the lowest priority starts the game.
Right, and those are based off of our goal cards, which you'll only see Thetas. I'm going to check in on the stream and see. No, I'm not going to cheat.
I forgot I need to pop out the chat. These eyes!
I already accidentally cheated, but don't worry.
Oh.
Well,
That's
you
okay.
still need to draw
You still
cards.
need to draw cards.
Anyway,
Yeah. Major cheater over here.
not much you're going to do to cheat without, the ability to play the game.
True.
All right, well.
I've got some nice cards. I got, a meh.
Starting the game means I play the first card, and
That's right.
means starting the story. So our story today begins with an ordinary world like no other. That's right, an ordinary world like no other. My brain is super prepared for narrative games. I tell you what.
Ordinary yet extraordinary.
Yes.
Of which terrible tales are told of.
An
That's the hardest part.
ordinary neighborhood, just like yours. Except one day, it was filled with otherworldly monsters.
Gasp.
For the Twitch stream, can we try to get on top?
Here's the thing,
of...
Mike, the camera view is going to be on mine, and I'm just going to zoom, so like that.
Okay.
They can see that better than trying to pan down on the board.
Ooh, that is a toughie. So we have a bunch of otherworldly monsters, which, of course, surprisingly,
Whoa.
Encompass a wide variety of them, some of which may even include this strange person wrapped in bandages found within this neighborhood inside of a haunted house. And then I'll draw 2
Ooh.
cards.
But this was no ordinary mummy. In fact, this card can't be played. I did not read. I always hate that.
I was
Oh.
getting a little stuck too. I had to play the only thing I had.
But this is no ordinary mummy, for this mummy does not sleep well. In fact, its entombment has been plagued with reoccurring nightmares.
What?
Woo!
Spooky. Off to a good start, Lunella.
Nightmares of a large nebulous figure.
Could these be the otherworldly monsters it dreams of?
A misshapen form.
And so Lunella placed the card that filled it up, so she's going to get 1 card into her scorecard, and then everything is going to shift up. Most cards are worth at least 1 victory point, just having that card in your pile. So, but it could be worth more depending on what other symbols are on there.
I, unfortunately, cannot play a card to follow that up, so I'm going to discard 3 cards and draw 3 cards.
Ooh, unfortunate. Alright, that leaves it to me to go ahead and play something. Which means I need to go ahead and figure out what I'm going to write here.
There's a lot of Eldritch stuff out right now.
Yes. Here we go. It dreams of it because what has been seen cannot be unseen. It will haunt it to its dying day, the thing that it has seen. This misshapen form which the writer will never properly describe. And then I draw a card.
The author could not properly describe this at all, for it was not truly a thing that would ever end. But in fact, it was an endless cycle of repetition. Draw a random card from another player's scorecard or the deck and place it after this one. And I am going to put, it was an endless cycle of repetition. Surprisingly,
Oh no! My score.
Wow.
surprisingly, it happened again. Flip over. I get to take another card from someone,
Oh my
from
god.
someone's scorecard and
is
place it
this?
at the end of the story, which is going to be Lunella's card
I'm so
here.
annoyed right now.
But it was happening again. The otherworldly monsters. Wait, so that's gonna give me 1, 2, 3, 4. So these 4 cards all go into my score pile.
Yep, that's so.
I didn't even see that you had that in your score pile, Griffin. And I was like, oh my goodness.
Oh no, the author, they filled up the entire story with nothing but purple prose about the story happening again.
Wait, is this chapter 1?
Bad author.
Wait a minute. The second half of this book is the first half.
All right, Lunella, what are you going to follow that up with?
It's hard.
All I can follow it up with.
A cloaked figure.
The classic cloaked figure.
What is it doing with these otherworldly monsters? What's our narrative? Come on.
Yeah, what's happening?
Monster tamer.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you what. The cloaked figure is only there to signify one thing. It's death. Death comes at the end.
Yes, I was. So
It's already over. Oh, and I have no cards.
You win, Eli.
Eli took such a huge jump there. It's like, you know what? Let's just end the game here and start over.
You know what's the interesting part? I picked up 4 cards, but only one of them had a symbol that I actually wanted to have.
Actually, that's a good question. Do you even score?
Yeah, he has a number of cards, and he took
Okay.
everybody else's, so...
Yeah, I was verbose,
I was Hera.
and so I had 6 points. Only 6 points.
I was eccentric. I would have ended up picking up a good card for myself had Theta been able to play.
Oh, you took my quest. You took my quest.
Found it.
Hoping to get another card this time besides harrowing.
The one card. All right. Well, that seems like I should be able to decorate my station with my victory. So I'm gonna put
He's
a
trying to make
victory
it count.
star.
He's trying to make it more
Ooh,
significant.
yeah, that's right. I have
Yeah.
stars. This is like the
One-
World Cup. We wear our victories on our lapels.
It's good
sh-
enough for an Eldritch sign, right?
In
Theta ended
shitty.
early for a
All
reason.
right. How do I erase? Because this.
Same tool, different option, like this.
Oh, right there. Oh, hey. I got to make sure to get it properly dapper. All right. Not big enough.
Hey, Eli, do you even know what your priority is yet?
Uh,
Mr.
He's busy
No...
drawing stars. He can't be bothered with such mundane matters.
I
as
am a
that.
star. I have assistance for this.
Mr. No Card Hand.
Hey. Oh, what is this?
Good enough. That's what it is.
Defiling my.
All right, I have priority 22 this time around.
I'm higher than that.
You know?
Sorry, 34.
10. So I go first again.
All right, go first.
Well, I have the best intro to this story. Because no one will believe this strange tale.
Wow. No one will believe such a bizarre and strange and confusing tale. But maybe this book could tell us more. This terrifying book with a face upon it. What could be inside? All right, Eli, what you doing?
You guys didn't give me enough time to, I wasn't quite prepared. I didn't.
Slow playing.
Yeah. So no one will believe this tale, but maybe the book can tell us more. Maybe the book that was, of course, inside this freshly dug pit. Who could have visited? What could they have found?
Gasp.
Which seemed to arise memories of past mistakes.
Ah, that good old pit of past mistakes.
Terrible, terrible mistakes that haunt us to this day.
Yes, like
Or
that
as
time.
we like to call.
Like that time we
dating history.
remember that kid on the street we once met. And we didn't help.
All right,
yeah,
well,
that kid.
that kid.
I remember that kid.
I see now. I see that this is a story about the horrors of modern society more than anything else. But these ideas were not your own. Choose another player in their hand, and I'll take them. Let's say, hey Eli, I want your hand.
Oh, oh.
I'll get
I
that.
do appreciate the one you threw off the table.
It just happens. Afterwards, I'm gonna go ahead and take this card, and yeah, that's that.
Had a decent hand too. You take the card. Oh, that goes away.
Yeah, I'm just doing discards now. You could probably go ahead and continue while I figure this out.
What is this drawing happening?
I don't know. He's trying to deface my victory. But a moment after meeting such a young and dirty street urchin, time itself was ripped
Oh my
asunder. Rearrange the storyline, and you don't have to match continues. So I'm gonna put this one in the front because you meet the street urchin first, and then the
Street
Well, I will only
urchin
get
has
one
a
of these
book and a
cards,
pips.
no.
Yeah, this is ultimately a which one do you want moment.
Yeah. How about this? So this card here, the time that was rent asunder, is placed back in my scorecard or in my score pile, and
That's
then
right.
I'll take the street urchin.
There you go.
Do you have the eccentric one?
Do I have the eccentric one?
Just trying to guess your horror card.
I didn't even read the previous one. No.
Well, it is your turn next. So now we have a brand new tale. So what's happening in this freshly dug pit?
A crumbling church.
At the bottom of the
Not
pit is a crumbling church. On a hole and a log and a bug and a log and a bug and a bug and a hole and a log and a however that thing goes.
Gosh, who could have buried this so deep? Why is this urchin so fascinated with it?
You know, I think the fact that we all found ourselves suddenly and for no reason in a crumbling church just brings about a feeling of dislocation.
I thought you were gonna say at the end of the game. I was gonna be like, what? Really? Immediately again?
Disassociates.
Yeah, truly terrible. This feeling of disassociation. That's definitely the right way to say that. Let's take a look. What do I got for this? Oh yes. This feeling of dissociation is immediately mollified by the fact that there's a crazy escaped lunatic hanging out here in the church at the bottom of the pit, hidden away for all time. What terrible things does he know? There we go.
What terrible things does he know? Why, what terrible things does he do? For the very next thing was a accidental space button. The
Good
very
job.
next thing, you say? It was nothing but the murder of the faithless priest. No.
There was one priest left
Yes.
down there, buried with the church.
Guys? Hello?
Why is it so dark suddenly?
Those eyes aren't open. I mean, it's on the card.
Or
Faithless also means you go blind.
is he just Theta?
And the gibbous moon.
Are his eyes open?
What about the moon?
The moon!
We could use a full
You can
sentence.
see it in his eyes.
yeah. Aren't you the writer? The moon.
His eyes that are open finally.
His eyes were the moon. Of course.
The eyes hold
Silly.
I'll hold the moon.
Theta, what you gonna play?
Well, I was waiting for her to take her score. And her card.
Sorry.
There we go.
That's how confident she is. She's I don't even
even need a
need these
card.
victory points.
Well, since we don't know anything about the moon, it's a good thing it just got hidden away.
Someone
By a
keeps
cold and
defacing
dreary
my
rain.
victory star. You get to draw on the board if you win. Huh?
There's too much fun being had. Here, I'm gonna give you your card, Theta.
I already have a card. What are you talking about?
You didn't. You played one down, but you didn't take the lunatic.
Oh, you're saying that I'm accusing people of not doing things and then not doing them myself?
It's almost like you're having fun or something. Gosh, stop having fun, guys. This is a serious business. It's a very serious
Is
horror
that-
story.
What is
Where
that?
deep in the dark and
Brunella?
dreary rain is heard a cry
Did
in
you
the
just draw a
distance.
dick?
It's a vulgar mountain.
You guys are
a
ruining
phallic
my
mountain.
horror story. But yeah, in the cold and dreary rain is heard a cry in the distance, perhaps from that priest as he finally meets his end deep down there in the church. But none shall know, for none can see, only hear. Right, I'm good.
For mysteriously, where no one could hear, where the cry came from, was a glooming mist, orange and off color like pea soup.
You really got the luck of the draw this time, huh?
Speaking of luck of the draw, where'd my
Orange
scorecard
pea
go?
soup.
It's
Hey.
right there, isn't it? Oh, did I take your scorecard? What?
Yeah,
Is this
you took
the
my
result earning
card.
too?
What?
Stealing.
Oh. Yeah. You stole my street urchin.
Surprisingly,
Surprisingly, that's what happens when you don't pay attention.
yeah, people take stuff, Eli. The innocent
Alright.
people didn't understand. Wait, what?
Oh, did someone already shift it? Oh my goodness.
No, I'm confused.
Oh dear,
Alright.
time to sort this out.
Okay, yeah, you played
Alright.
this surprisingly, correct, Lunella?
This was the correct
Yeah.
order for cold and dreary.
Okay. Okay, we've messed some things up.
So someone should have gotten this card.
Okay. Do I take the...
That was probably Eli because you're playing this down now.
Yeah.
So there you go.
But you played surprisingly, correct, Isadora?
Yeah, the second one.
Oh well, okay, maybe I was
Yeah.
wrong. All right,
So
so
that
the
goes to
people didn't
Lunella
understand the
and-
howls of pain.
And then the cries in the darkness go to Lunella as well.
Yep, and then
There
we
we go.
raise it
And
up.
these all slide down. Oh, heavens.
So Eli and Lunella are at 5. Theta and I are at 3 cards.
Innocent people just didn't understand the inhuman creature that they beheld.
Ye gads. Of course, because for as everyone knows about these terrible monsters, truly on the inside, they are nothing but masked assailants. For that is how they present themselves to an unwitting humanity who could not possibly understand them in the first place.
No.
They wear the masks, signifying that they are different, and of course they're violent because they're monsters.
And of course, not that
And human
really,
creatures.
really old man in the middle.
All right, that's a right one, a person, or an explosion.
Mhm.
But this would not be the end of today's story. In fact, it was merely the beginning of a harrowing escape.
Find out next time in our serial edition.
Lunella.
There we go.
From a gang of crooks.
Wow, they're just really chasing.
Mass assailants, crooks, otherworldly monsters? What next?
Well, you know what happens when you get yourself tied up with a gang of crooks. You meet your end.
Dun dun
Yeah.
dun. The end is upon us.
Well, unfortunately, I get no benefits for ending the game, but
I get benefits for being the one who doesn't.
after that giant mistake that seemed to have happened earlier, seems like this gun should just end.
Because it keeps happening.
I think I get nothing from these two except their cards. And these don't have any alternative symbols.
I have 6 points.
I've got 2 hands, so that's 4 points. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Got 4 skulls, so that's 2 more points. I've got 6.
I got 9 points.
Oh, wait, no, that's 1 point. That's for every 2 full key. Yeah, so I got another 2. All right, now I'm gonna count this off mic.
Alright, we'll let you figure out the numbers. I have 11. I was playing verbose, and I ended up with 3 cards of purple prose.
I was playing Incoherent, which is kind of hard to play because there's no keys.
I was
Right,
survival.
you just need to get more cards and then try to end before other people do.
Yeah, you need that purple prose too.
See, Eli, hard at work at math.
Okay, so I had verbose, or not verbose. I had eccentric. I know what I'm talking about. I had 6 cards, so that's 6 victory points, and then I had 2 hand symbols, so that's 4 more points, and then I had 5 hearts and 4 skulls, and I get 1 point for every 2 full of those symbols. So that's another 4. So for a total of 14, and I get no victory points for the end of the game either way.
I think Eccentric is overpowered. I had that the other night.
Yeah, that sounds like another W for the old Elister. I guess
Gosh,
that just
Eli,
means I get
take it easy on us.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm such a vet. It means I get to start, draw my next shape, which is going to be the triangle. Ooh,
Man, how come you get to
Yeah.
have 2 shapes?
that's right. We're branching out from the stars because this isn't soccer. This is more intense, more difficult. Oh, who did that?
You guys suck at shuffling.
This is a happy horror story.
I'm 87.
I really thought you were younger when I met you.
I have
Time
10.
goes by.
I have a 51.
So I go first again.
Every single
What was your
time.
number?
10. Like I said, you guys suck at shuffling.
Seriously, bro.
Just 1 out of 8, like what, 4 times in a row?
It's all right. I'm I'm 46. I don't show it, but yeah, I've managed to keep a lot of hair.
All right. Our story today takes place in the modern times. Very unexpectedly.
Ah!
But you know,
I guess I have a bugged.
not unexpectedly. It does involve a suspicious police officer.
Oh, is that like two cards? Look, there's this card has two of the same faces.
Oh
Ooh.
yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. It's freaked me out.
What do you mean it has two of the same faces?
That is the true horror.
I don't know what you're saying. What do you mean it has two of the same faces?
It has two back faces.
No?
I threw it away. I don't want it.
It's a the
Oh?
end card.
How do you see it?
It's a the end card.
yeah.
I can see it. It has a back and it has a front. It's the end.
I'm only seeing two
Ah.
back faces on it as well.
Yeah, I'm seeing two back faces.
Well, the stream can see that you're crazy.
Interesting.
Let's put this card in quarantine.
Yeah.
I drew the spooky card.
Okay. Well, I was also going to debate what I was going to do here. Which, in fact, is to try to follow up the suspicious police officer unexpectedly somewhere where he wasn't expected. That place he wasn't expected at was at the whistle of the last train. The police officer, on his last patrol of the night, for the last train, what could possibly happen to him? You're up.
What could possibly happen but a mysterious form emerging in the distance, just out of sight. Then the sun rises, revealing. Lunella, it is your turn.
All right, hold on. I gotta investigate what's going on over here.
Some scary boys.
Nothing of interest.
You turned off drawing Theta.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like I suddenly realized I could just stop this annoying shit once and for all.
I was
What?
making my quarantine zone.
When you stop being able to pay attention to your own cards.
And a rift in time and space opened from the home of the misshapen form.
Is this where it truly comes from? Go ahead and take a card. And don't forget to draw.
And that's when I finally decided to get rid of my friend, the police officer, because I found him too suspicious. Because I pushed him into that rift in time and space.
How could you be so cruel? All right. Let's see what I have here. And then, as if by magic, after the betrayal, Theta began suffocating. It was terrible, as if his betrayal was somehow karmic. Justice would be done, perhaps. Right, and I'm good. What you gonna do, Eli?
What am I going to do about that?
You are blessed by RNG. RNGesus.
Suffocating. But mysteriously, there was a dog, which was played first accidentally. But mysteriously, it was but a dog.
Suffocation that just turns into a dog. was
Oh,
actu-
sorry. It was just a dog.
It was just allergies.
Woo! Good lord.
All right, Lunella.
That vomited a burbling ooze.
Theta.
God damn it! I don't think I got a card that works. Nope. Discarding 4. Skipping a turn.
All right. In which case, but when the dog barfed, it was with someone else's words. I'm gonna choose another player and take their hand. I'm gonna say, Theta, give me your brand new hand.
You can ask, and you don't have to track it yourself.
I'm gonna do what I want. This card will come back into my hand at the end. And then I will discard down. Eli.
Yeah. A burbling ooze. But it was no ordinary burbling ooze. So I snuck away before it could hear me.
There we go. No.
And then ran into the sounds of machinery.
An escape into the local boot factory.
But before too long, we all realized that we could not escape our own dark pasts.
Draw a card from another player's score pile. Purple Prose. All right. So that one goes into your score pile.
Give me my hand back, Griff.
No. Go ahead. I'll draw 4 new cards. I just figured out what I was going to do with them. Right. You score this one independently, and then you take the top one as well.
Don't you enjoy that when you like just figure out what you're gonna do? You're like, yes, I've perfected it, and then shit.
There we go. There should have been one after this one, shouldn't there?
No, 4.
This one doesn't have a continuation.
The one I played after that one was the one that says to add it to my own hand. Or not my own hand, to add it to my own score pile.
Right.
Ooh, interesting. Then what?
I guess
What
anything.
goes
Play
after
anything.
This?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? Somewhere deep inside the sounds of machinery was a hulking brute who managed the machines himself. Eli, you're up. I'll be right back.
Yeah. I gotta figure out what I want to play. A hulking brute, but then from behind. Nope, that can't. A hulking brute. More like another runaway. Everything can be solved by running away.
There's always purple prose at the top.
Do you have the right number of cards?
Nope. um. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna do. Rearrange the storyline.
Ooh.
There. Mine.
Ooh, there was a reorganization, huh?
Well, don't forget that the last one is yours too. Still.
Gosh, there we go again. A story without an actual proper continuation.
That's right. Since they couldn't escape their own dark past. I mean, before anything else could happen, is what I meant to say. People realized that the writing of this story was exactly as you'd think it was. Indecipherable.
For the birds. Yeah.
Completely indecipherable. Let's see, that could be Danger, Eldritch, Sirius. All right. And where did that indecipherable handwriting come from? It was in a book that could perhaps tell us more. What strange mysteries can be deciphered from it? All right, Eli.
That book looks
All
like.
right. Another book that could tell us more? Why? Could it tell us more about... Ow! A gunshot? Damn it, gunshot can't be played. That was perfect.
Wow.
Yes, perfect, except for
Damn
that it couldn't be played.
Oh,
Perfectly imperfect, you might say then.
can it tell us more about a boring old cemetery where hopefully later there might be a gunshot? A good writer always sets up that future play, that future action. It's foreshadowing.
Right, Chekhov's
Yeah.
gunshot.
You shoot someone in the first act, and then later you explain that you had it the whole time.
But it was an endless cycle of repetition. And I should like to, let's see, draw from Eli's score pile.
No.
How do I shuffle these?
All right. Let me.
Yeah.
There. It's
Just
now
random.
shuffled. Wait. 1 second, and then the score card. Here, let me move it over. Right here. And then
From
just draw from
Griffin's
there.
score pile.
Can I
Oh.
have a score, please?
Yeah. Take a card.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Draw another card. Suffocating!
I think you will find that a cemetery is an endless cycle of repetition.
So do I just take the top 3 and then, or the top 2 and the bottom?
Yeah, these 3 I think are yours. There we go.
So they're suffocating on their dark past.
Is it a dog? Is it a dog? This is something we do have to ask.
Well, I guess that dark past is all due to that. Well, me. I remember I'm in the story. I threw myself in there. I am a stranger with unclean hands.
That one's so funny.
You guys
Gasp.
don't know about me and my unclean hands.
Oh God! It's actually a terrible thing. With
They keep telling me to wash
today,
up during COVID, and I'm like, fuck you. Don't tell
Well,
me what to do.
You know the
I was
best place
there.
to wash up during a pandemic? A mysterious grotto
It's like
where the
hot
water
water.
runs black instead of blue. That'll clean off your COVID hands. So, Eli. Mysterious grotto?
Oh!
Yeah,
Wow!
turn.
I was so much in it, and then like I just
Were you?
mysterious grotto.
Took a drink and zoned out, is what I saw.
Like right before my turn, I followed Lunella, I followed Watchmen, and then just took a break right after my turn. A mysterious stranger, or a stranger with unclean hands in a mysterious grotto.
It's no
Wait.
wonder that the narrative of this story doesn't keep up.
Is that an anxiety attack?
He saw his own unclean hands in the grotto.
No! My mother warned me about this.
And what gave him the anxiety attack? A hungry panhandler.
It was his grotto all along. How could we have been so foolish?
Back off, panhandler! My hands are dirty!
I
What
mean,
you got?
he followed me down there into that grotto because he couldn't identify whose tracks he was following.
Now, I'm going to have to ask, is this a true story? I'm just wondering. It sounds
It's a
it sounds
Charles
like
Dickens
it's
novel.
really you're doing really well on your turn, and so I'm just making sure this isn't deja vu for you.
It all seems frighteningly familiar,
Oh,
doesn't
I'm
it?
sorry, you say something I tuned out for a second.
No, burn.
Oh, oh,
Got you
Oh.
there.
daggers. I guess I'll just have to cry in my 2 victories.
Well, the
Oh.
panhandler had
Yeah,
followed
I'm
those.
sorry, I'm the only person who's
Well-
keeping a recording of this, so if I just delete those 2 files, then who the hell knows, right?
Griffin's gonna take his turn. I need to listen. So
Well, that'd be
Yeah.
first.
I was just waiting. So yeah, after the hope of all of the unidentifiable tracks to the anxiety-ridden man, a moment afterwards, the very next thing that happened was a desperate escape to get away from social contact. Everyone knows you must maintain 6 feet of distance. And so the man with anxiety lives to wash his hands another day.
oh my goodness, do you remember that back from chapter 2 when there was foreshadowing and that one person mentioned maybe something in the background? It's a gunshot.
Shot by a faithless priest. He's back.
Oh gosh, we thought he was doomed down there at the bottom of the hole, but surely he dispatched the madman.
Well, that's right. Wasn't really a faceless Bruce to begin with. As we talked to him, we found out that he was just a... Come on, card. Cackling old hag.
Gasp. Cackling old hag, you say? Well, to that I say, I'm gonna discard all my cards. Draw 4 new ones.
Your turn, Eli.
Yes. What do you follow up hag with?
I was thinking. Trying to think of which one makes the most sense. The cackling hag.
Is this what the priest's form was all along?
I'm just trying to make sure. Some of my cards don't work for it. Oh, are you kidding me? Okay. But the cackling hag barked out an evil laugh. You are doomed, Theta, you and your dirty hands, for I have the power of otherworldly monsters whose hands are far dirtier than yours.
It's like flippers to me.
Flippers. Are we bringing back our dolphin lore?
The otherworldly monsters kill the cackling hag. The end.
And now, at the end of the story, I had fatality and I had probably no cards that'll help me out here.
Yeah, I did not get much which helped me out for this game.
Me either.
I do got some skulls. Skulls are pretty nice. But man, I got a lot of purple pros. Man, I couldn't. Every time my turn came up, it's like, well, I have 3 purple pros, and the 4th card is the one I want.
I have 17 points.
Ooh. Got 8 plus 4.
I got 15 points.
Well, I've
Wait, hold on.
I got 12. Not a whole lot.
I've got 14, but then I've got all those extra points that I used to win the last few games, which carries over, right? And all those excess victory points. But I got 14 points.
Nice.
It was close. I just needed to get. I didn't get any pros cards, so I had really no way to do any sort of manipulation. So
they all went to my hand.
Yeah.
I had all of them. That's the truth. The game was rigged from the start.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
I only had one of the key cards, so I would have only had 12, but that last one gave me a 5-point boost.
I really needed one of those Desperate Escape cards for the harrowing one.